Okay, here are the two chestnut and fig trees that I planted on the eastern side of our property. This pathway is close to the edge. That's one of the boundary markers. It's a straight line, and this property was clear cut not too long after we bought this property back in March 2 years ago. Wow. 2014. And it was just weird to come out here one day and I look to this side of the property and go, I'm seeing sky, it was just trees all the way, just like the ones you see on the far end, all across the property. And that's when I realized that they had another access, because they definitely didn't use the right-of-way that goes through our property to get to that property. And there's a couple of really nicely situated deer stands, blinds, whichever you want to call it. And we've been in contact with the guy that manages the hunting rights for this 20 acres. I think there's 120 acres that way to the north of us and hundreds of acres to the south of us. And we're actually in a different county where I'm standing right now than where our home is. So our property is on 2 different counties. But I wanted to give them some the trees some sunlight, and I can't use the truck right now, but I needed to water these plants, so I filled, don't judge me, that's a large sangria bottle, and using it like those pretty decorative waterers that you can put into little potted plants in your house. So that's a good sized bottle, and I did not drink that all in one night or even one weekend. That took me quite a while with some help. So that's hopefully this will take off. And just by lifting, I try to put those stakes, these are just the things you use on cyclone fences to put them to the poles, to the form, the posts, to hold the chain link fences to where they're supposed to be. And I really like those. I know I can cut my own, but these are just so much faster for me to just pull one out and use it. And it's already got the hook to, get started with. But this has been out here 3 days since I planted it and watered it, and it's doing fine. The fig trees are a little bit not as well. This is the closest fig to that one, just south of it. And it didn't have a lot of leaves to begin with, but we'll see how they do. I'll keep an eye on them. And when I can bring the truck through again, it's loaded with stuff, so I can't use it. I'll water these two, and hopefully it'll rain soon. And here's the other one. Yes, that's a bottle of peach schnapps. Another one of my weaknesses. But this tree's doing just fine. And here's the fig that I planted with it. And I am debating if I want to plant some more along this line. So it starts going down, and we start having more trees. Those are all the trees that you see, the big ones. That's all on our side of the property line. So I may be able to fit another chestnut down over here. That's getting them a little close, and they're going to crowd out these pine trees, or the pine trees are going to crowd them out. But then we've got little areas. The previous owner made all these little tracks, one that goes around the whole perimeter, inside perimeter of the property, and then he made pathways into the woods here. And you can't see it, our house is over there. and I'm up on the hill that we use for the shooting range, so we don't have to worry about any stray bullets going where it shouldn't. You know, there's a pathway there, but we found the property in between two big ice storms here, so there was a lot of tree damage and trees falling over, like that one over there, and then some falling afterwards. So none of this was done by us. This is all nature doing what nature does. And there's some massive hickories, pines, and I am woefully ignorant of trees out here. I've been trying to identify an elm. Just, you know, do I even have any elm trees? I know we've got some wild magnolias. We got dogwoods all over the place. There's one, and they were, you know, they were just blooming a month or so ago. Some still have some flowers on them, but this is, you know, some spots like this. I could maybe plant some more trees, fruits or nut trees. I plan on putting the pomegranates on the front part of the property because they're just lovely trees. And they're too, and I want to make sure that we keep an eye on them. And put the witch hazel up around them too. Let's see. And our turkey blind is up that way. But this goes to the other side of the property, to another, connects with a couple other paths, a couple of deer stands that the friends of my son and my son put out. And they weren't able to hunt much this past year. Just my husband was able to get that one deer out here. But I love this property. I feel so blessed. I am thoroughly exhausted. I'll make a video about that, believe it or not. But just being able to say, this is my backyard. And how dare I sit there in front of Facebook on the computer inside and waste a moment of this. I've banned myself from Facebook for the past few days, and I've gotten so much done. You can see the bucket straight ahead. Anyway, just want to show you what I'm working with. I haven't even walked this area. There's excuse me, metal posts and PVC pipes that line up with the way the water pipes around our property, around our house. So I'm thinking that the previous owner may have done something. We need to dig down and see if it's just marking or something he was planning to do. He did some very odd but really good stuff out here. So I'm kind of curious to see, was this just something he did or was planning to do? And I really should get his contact information and let him know how happy we are out here. But I feel like we didn't try to talk him down any further. He had already just dropped the price, and he was almost half price of what he was originally trying to sell it 5 years prior when he had moved away. So we got this property for half of what he was hoping to get when he first moved out. So, and we jumped on it. When we saw he dropped it again another $20,000, we found it. And that's another story for another time, but we love the property, and we love what he's done to it, and we're adding to it and changing things as we can afford to and have time to. And we really honor and respect what he did. We repainted the, he's got some military metal helmets along the property line over there, and my husband went over there and scraped off what rust he could and repainted them military green, because we're keeping that. Just why not? I'm not sure. I think there's a meaning behind that, but I'm not sure. The only thing we did change is he allowed no hunting on his property. We've been hunting out here. We've been using the firing range. He was a Vietnam vet, And he didn't want gun shooting out this way. It bothered him, which we understand that. But he's not here, and no one, we only got 2 neighbors, and they don't care. And we try to keep it to certain days so that they know what, and we invite them. So anyway, just my life. Thanks for watching.